Over the weekend, Donald Trump sent out the following tweet. He said, "When will Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd at NBC News start talking about the Obama surveillance scandal and stop with the fake Trump-Russia story?" Now, a lot of people focused on the Trump-Russia story from this tweet. Few people pointed out the fact that Donald Trump over this weekend, the sitting president of the United States, arguably one of the most powerful human beings on the planet, insulted a reporter for his physical appearance. Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd. Now, I have children that are in elementary school. I would absolutely expect to hear something like that from them. You know, if they were horrible people, luckily they're not, and they wouldn't say something like that. But that's the kind of mentality we're dealing with the sitting president of the United States. He sees nothing wrong with going out and insulting somebody for doing their job and holding this administration accountable. Now, do I agree with MSNBC and NBC News doing nothing but talking about Trump and Russia? God, no. There are so many other issues to attack this president on, and they're grasping at straws at the moment because we're still waiting on more evidence on the Trump and Russia story. So why don't you hit him on everything else? But I'm not going to sit here and insult Chuck Todd or any other television news host, even if it's Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, for how they look. Because that's low-hanging fruit. That's what idiots do. People who can't come up with an intelligent argument always attack somebody based on their looks. And again, that is what grade school children do. And unfortunately, that's the kind of mindset, the kind of mental faculties that our president has, a man in his 70s. I mean, for the love of God, this man is a senior citizen, an elderly guy who probably, has lived his entire life like this, though. And that's the problem. We knew this coming into this election, and Republicans have no problem with it. This party that claims that they have the moral high ground on every single issue has no problem with electing a bully and acting like bullies themselves. There is no moral high ground among Republicans, yet they always try to claim it. They wrap themselves in the Bible, and instead of using that to feed the hungry and clothe the naked, they use it to justify their hate. And Donald Trump is doing that, and anyone who voted for this man that claims to have some kind of moral superiority is absolutely lying to themselves. Donald Trump is a schoolyard bully. He has been all his life, and he will be until the end of his life. And unfortunately, this is our president. We have a president who goes on Twitter and insults the appearance of other human beings. What a great time to be alive in America, right? If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you've done all those things, please check out all the videos below. Stay up to date with everything we do here at Ring of Fire.